Hello everybody, it's Tim here again, here another movie review, this time for Dragon Ball Super Superhero, which is kind of a weird title. As far as this film goes, it's pretty much about the Red Ribbon Army back again, who's like recruiting the grandson of Dr. Gero, which is kind of interesting that we finally learned that Dr. Gero had a grandson, but in Dragon Ball, it's like this massive world that keeps world building. They always kind of like throw in these newer characters who are related to older characters, stuff like that, or just newer characters in general that we never heard about until now, into the series and movies and stuff later. Sorry about that cough. Sorry about that one too. But yeah, I recently just watched this. As far as it goes, from 1 to 4 stars, I give this 2.5 out of 4. I thought this was decent. I liked it. I didn't love it. I didn't really enjoy it, but it was decent. The battles at the end and through the middle of the movie pretty much carried the whole rest of the film. It's a decent Dragon Ball movie. The voice acting is good. I'm not a big fan of the CGI, like computer animations. At certain points, it does look good, and other times it looks kind of weak. But after a while, I got used to it. Overall, I would say this movie, the biggest problem here is it really feels like filler. It feels like an episode of the TV series, like one of the mini sagas that's kind of like stretched out into like a movie length, really. I appreciate the fact that this movie wants to be like more lighter and more of like fluff compared to like Dragon Ball Super Broly, which was this big epic, action one, which I did really like. But this one just wants to be more lighter and more pretty much fluff, which makes it kind of feel like filler, though. You got Goku and Vegeta who are training on like Beerus's planet with Whis still, and they're like training with Broly. It's pretty cool. We got back on Earth, we got Piccolo, who's the star of the movie for the most part, and he's like kind of figures out what's going on, all that. And Gohan doesn't really show up into it until like over halfway through it, really, until he really comes into action. Piccolo gets this new transformation, which is actually a pretty cool transformation. He turns into like an orange version of himself that's like super buff, and then by the end, the bad guy turns out to be Cell Max, who's this big kaiju version of Cell, which is kind of interesting, but at the same time, it's also kind of a weak character because it's not really a character, it's just a big rampaging monster. I don't mind the design, though, and the fact that it's a huge creature, but it has no personality, it's just a big hulking creature. And you get to see Piccolo turn huge again like he did at the end of Dragon Ball when he was fighting Goku, which is a move that always was pretty cool in Dragon Ball, but he never was brought back until now. I missed it. I never understood why this transformation or ability was never brought back until now, but Piccolo turns huge in his orange form, and his orange form is pretty cool. When he transforms into it, you see like the dragon like appear on his back, or like the emblem of the dragon and all that. Pretty cool. But the name for it, he just calls it Orange Piccolo. It's kind of lame, but the actual transformation I do like. And then by the end, Gohan transforms into like this, what's been dubbed like the Beast mode, which where he has like white hair, solid silver like white hair, silverish white hair with like red eyes, and he like obliterates Cell at the end doing a special beam cannon, which was pretty cool. I like seeing Gohan do the special beam cannon. That was cool. The other characters, you got like these 2 androids who were created by the grandson or whatever. They're pretty cool. One of them like sacrificed his life to like wound Cell or whatever when during the fight before Gohan takes him out. I do like Gohan's new transformation with the hair and everything and the red eyes. I think it's pretty cool in terms of looks. It's a good style of animation or animated look. By the time you get to the end and Gohan takes out Cell and all that, you do get like an after credits scene where Goku and Vegeta have been like sparring on Beerus's planet, but not able to use transformations or ki blasts, so it's just been like them fighting each other hand to hand. And then by the end, Vegeta wins, and it's a pretty funny ending where he gets like the last hit on him and knocks him down. He's like, "Aha! I finally beat Kakarot," and then he falls over. That was pretty funny. But yeah, overall, 2.5 out of 4. There's not really much to say about this movie. It's not bad, but at the same time, it's not really anything to write home about. As a sequel to Broly, it's kind of underwhelming, but at the same time, it's still decent. If you want to see the other Z fighters like get some shine and stuff like that, it's enjoyable for that. And the new transformations are enjoyable. Yeah, overall, 2.5 out of 4. Decent movie. The CGI animation, not really for me. After a while, though, you kind of get used to it. In certain spots, it looks good. Other spots, it looks kind of wonky. Overall, 2.5 out of 4. Whenever they get around to the next Dragon Ball movie, they need to go back to the traditional animation. And also, they need to just bring Super back. Like, they need to just bring the anime back. The manga's, like, way ahead of the anime now where it ended. They need to just bring it back. I don't know why they haven't, but they need to. So, yeah, all in all, 2.5 out of 4. Recommended if you're a Dragon Ball fan, but nothing to, like, really go gaga or crazy over. But decent, enjoyable movie. So, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you again.